do that. Let's get it going. All right, guys, it is time for a little review. We had some new content come in. We have the Antonio Cromartie in his first game for us. He dropped a pick off a tip, and then on the next play, he won a one-on-one interception battle. So he got an even grade across the board. I still think the Rod Woodson might give him the slight edge, only because he's slightly more physical, but I do like the 6'2" size. The better jump, and I think he has a little bit better spec, or it's right on par. So I think Woodson's maybe a little bit better in the run game. Cromartie's maybe a little bit better in the pass game slightly, because the Woodson got a pick on a C route, which is pretty rare too. So these are probably the two best corners in the game, coin for coin. It's just up to you who you want to go with. On the other side of the ball, the Boss Legends, we had the Gronkowski come in this week, and we're reviewing him. We tried to throw him the ball a couple times. We hit him on a drag. He's got 92 speed. He's a good run blocker, so you don't have to sub him out. The 91 route running's a little low, as you could run Jimmy Graham there, or you could run a receiver and just have really high route running, especially on like halfback wheel from gun split close. I'm running the Patriots' actual offensive book, so it splits out Gronk in a lot of cool places. Normally I'd sub him out, but I kept him in to kind of test his route running, and it's got to be up to par. Otherwise, you could do better with a receiver if you're into that. So, this guy can't block the Gonzalez, but every guy has a strength. Gronk's pretty much the ultimate, especially with the one-on-one ability, catch in traffic and spec combo. So you throw him on a one-on-one streak downfield, and that's the guy you want to go to. So that's kind of how he gets the edge for my offense. Now, if we look at the all rookies from today, this was one of the final releases. So it comes with a Marshall Faulk and a Brian Dawkins as the guys. Now, you heard the Goo say you want to keep hold of these all rookies earlier in this promo, and that's because with 7 elite badges, you can get the Faulk with all the offensive players, and with all the defensive players and 8 elite badges, you can get B Doc. So, how do these guys stack up? Well, in my opinion, if you're looking at halfbacks, this new 99 Faulk is the equivalent to Barry Sanders. He costs half the price, or a little less than half, and he also is a much better route runner. So you can see here all the statistics across the board, except for a little bit of strength, a couple small factors, but nothing really major. But where it really goes in the favor of this new Faulk is the catch in traffic is 12 better, and the route running and spec. So route running is 89 versus 78. Now, Darren Sproles over here has just the third down back. Sproles can't do it all like these two can, but if you look at just the route running and you want a little bit of a cheaper back, you want to upgrade, and you don't want to just go with the base Faulk, who's still a very good third down back and inexpensive, even less so than the Sproles, you could then just use this Sproles or the base. I would say if you're looking at a third down receiving back, it goes DeAnthony Thomas, Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and then it goes Andre from Outkast. No, it goes DeAnthony Thomas, Darren Sproles. No, DeAnthony Thomas, base Marshall Faulk, Sproles, Faulk, 99. So that's what I think it would be if you wanted that. But I think this Faulk does enough to get you B every down back status. Even though at this point in the game, this Barry's not really a top 5, so this guy just having about the same ratings doesn't really make him top 5, but since he does that route running so uniquely, it makes him very good. I still think the Marcus Allen, those guys are all a little bit better, but it's up to you now. Brian Dawkins comes in, B-Doc, and in my opinion, Brian Dawkins gets bested by Sean Taylor. Obviously, he gets bested by the Ultimate Legend Sean Taylor, but I feel that he gets bested by just the Boss version of Sean Taylor. So if you look at Boss Sean Taylor, the UL Sean Boss Sean Taylor is better. He's the best in the game. He costs way more. He's just the guy you would want if you could have anybody in the game. But if you can't have anybody in the game, you would want Ultimate Legend Sean Taylor. They're the same price, so we got to monitor the price of this Dawkins. It may come down. It may go up. We're not sure. But across the board, they're basically the same, and you get better jump ball statistics. Sean Taylor's just a little bit better in every every area, and they're about the same price. So I would actually use this Ultimate Legend Sean Taylor over the Brian Dawkins. You'll see he's just got a little bit of an advantage. The Dawkins is very, very, very good, but I didn't have a ton of success with the earlier Dawkins from Halloween, so I'm willing to test them. It's just I don't have a spot for him with having the other Taylor on my team. So if you can complete that set, if you were paying attention, I would definitely do it. He should work for you, but it's okay if he doesn't. Now, Leonard Williams here, I think this guy is really good. Now, that's an expensive price, but the earlier Leonard Williams, that was the 88, was very good at the start of the year, and this one got a nice boost. They gave him 3 strength, 4 block shed, so they really just did kind of like pump this card up to account for the gap between when this Leonard Williams came out and when this Leonard Williams came out. So, I mean, he's going to stop the run, 94 strength, 98 block shed, and he has 95 power move. He's fast with 94 excel and 84 speed. So 3-4 end right there. You know, the Pie is going to be a better all-out run stuffer, but this guy does the best, kind of mixes it all up. And I really like what he brings to the table right there. Now, Amari Cooper didn't get the love. So, Amari Cooper was one of the best 91 overalls in the game. Everybody had him. He caused a lot of problems for people on the offensive side of the ball. Now, if we look at the difference between the 91 and now this new one here, the all-rookie, I believe he's a 94, he only goes up 1 speed, 2 route running to get to 96. Shout out to the squad. 1 spec, 1 catch in traffic, 2 release. So he really didn't get a ton better, in my opinion. And now, instead of being 20K, he's back up to 150. So until his price comes down, I just think you could get Andre Reed. Maybe not Andre Reed. I mean, 96 is good, but it's not going to burn anybody at this point in the game. The 97-94 combo for one-on-one downfield spec catching, you can do better than that. And I understand that Cooper was never really a one-on-one downfield spec catcher, and he did just happen to make those plays with this item, so maybe he can be the guy. But you don't just earn this one too, and then you have him on your team. You'd have to actually go out and get him. So I know there was a lot of people that were loving and waiting and ready for this card. I don't think he got the jump, so I would wait until he comes down to 75K or so. And I would be willing to test him, but the Demaryius Thomas came out, he's fire. The Alshon Jeffrey came out, one-on-one downfield's fire. He does a little bit of everything, which is nice, but there's a lot of guys out there that can do that at this point. There's so many receivers came out that were like this one. So I'm impressed by the Leonard Williams. I'm less impressed by the Cooper. He's still good, but just less of like, oh man, everyone's going to have this guy. He's going to be Mariota, Cooper, all over again, you know. This Havenstein, I think, at 93 strength, 96 run block, 95 pass block, I think he's almost better than Evan Mathis. I know Evan Mathis, they have the same strength. He's a little more balanced. Mathis, one of the better run blockers, but I still think the guy from the Ravens, Osamele, and Iapati, if you just wanted a run blocking left guard, would be a little bit better. I know they play different positions. I'm just saying, though, you could put this guy over there potentially. This guy's a good run blocker too, and he's much more balanced in the pass block game. So this Havenstein's good. Now Denzel Perryman I brought up because his block shed is darn good. Yes, he's a little slower and he has not as much agility, but with 93 strength at middle linebacker and 94 block shed, that's run stuff waiting to happen. I think that's almost Ray Lewis level strength, block shed, and hit power. Yeah, you got to get him there, but, I mean, you put this guy in, maybe he stops some inside zones for you, kind of on his own. I like this Perryman if you're playing a budget team and you need some help stopping the run. So definitely check him out. And then lastly, this Tart. Obviously, you see 94 speed, 96 excel, you think, wow, this guy's legit. But only 94 hit power is good, so he'd be a very good user because you could run around 94 hit power and speed. But the 73 zones means you're going to lose a lot of one-on-one battles. And I think there's just better dudes out there to use her at the strong safety position. So, you know, he's a guy you got to get if you're going to go after Dawkins or Faulk. So keep an eye out for a cheap one. Marquette King's the best punter in the game, but you just can't pay more, in my opinion, than 25,000 coins for a punter, even one with 92 speed. You could do a fun punter challenge with him, but you can't pay 200K really, because you can still punt with 96 kick power Tress Way and be pretty good. So we looked over these guys. Obviously, the Speed Edition Cromartie, I don't think he's super usable. And then the Strength Edition, not super usable either. With Gronk, the Speed Edition is not super usable. And the Strength Edition is a very, very good run blocker. So possibly if you need some beef at run blocker and you then think your opponent will think you have Gronk and you just have this Strength Edition and you don't really throw to him, you sub him in, sub him out, this could fool some people at a high level. So the UL Gronk is good. I would not go after him, though. I would just play a receiver. The boss is really the only receiver I play at tight end. Or only reason I wouldn't play a receiver at tight end. The ultimate, I would still just play a receiver. And then Cromartie, at 6'2", still with 97 speed and 99 man, that's pretty darn good. So even this ultimate legend is fire. So at 1.2, that's actually pretty reasonable for him, but I'm going to wait till he comes down to 700K before I go to buy, if he will come down that low. Otherwise, there's just too many guys with 99 man coverage. There's not too many that have 97 speed and are 6'2". I agree. But that's a lot of coins for your defense. So up to you on that. If you guys have any more questions about items that have come out recently, make sure to hit me up on Twitter at Madden Bible. We'll be doing our show on Wednesday. Maybe play a little bit of UFC here on stream, a little bit of MLB The Show perhaps. Trying to play some games though, have some fun. It's almost 10 o'clock. I might just call it a night. We got a win here in our first playoff game. And thanks for everyone on YouTube. Hit that follow button down there, subscribe button on YouTube, and we'll see you guys soon.